you an up-and-coming tattoo artist and want to learn how to tattoo properly? You want to learn how to use your mags? Want to learn how to use your mags to shade, color pack, and do all types of fades with them? Watch my videos and I'll show you exactly how to use your mag. This is the second part of my videos, how to use your mags. As always, I provide you guys with a cheat sheet. This is the speed you want to have your machine set at for doing anything with a mag. So if you look, it tells you basically from 5 to 8 volts. The only thing I do not agree with right here is the fact that they say to do solid black fill at 8 to 9 volts. I do not agree with that. I agree to turn it down low. I say set it at 6.5 to 7 volts for you to want to do some hardcore color packing. I mean, like some dark black fill. And this here is just going to tell you your needle depth, what to set your needle at. 1.5 to 2 millimeters is optimal, like it says on there. And it tells you, look, if you got to feel a little controlled resistance. If you're doing it in the right direction, you should feel a little resistance. You see, too shallow, patchy, too deep, blowouts. It's a good little cheat sheet. Follow that, and it won't guide you wrong. The question everybody wants to know: what do I set my mag at? What depth? I know last time I told you guys centimeters, but I meant millimeters. We are working in millimeters. Sorry about that. But yes, you want to set your mag at a minimum of 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters. I'm gonna explain why you want to set it at 2 millimeters. You can set it at 1, you can set it at 2, or you can set it at 3. And I'm gonna explain what each one does. So, first one, you set it at 1 millimeter. You set it at 1 millimeter, right? You're gonna get more ink flow. You're gonna get more ink flow. You're gonna be able to saturate the area faster. You want to use this probably maybe for if you're packing in color, you're doing it. You want to saturate the area really fast. You're gonna drop it down to about a 1, but not necessarily. You could also use this to shade. If you move faster, it will shade less if you do bring it down to a 1, but everybody uses that at about a 2. So set it at 2. Why? Because 2 is the key optimal length you want to set your mag at, because that's where it flows consistently, it flows correctly, and it doesn't oversaturate the area, and you can layer bit by bit. You get what I'm saying? So it really depends on how far you stick the needle in, how much you're gonna saturate. You know what I mean? And how fast and how fast you run your machine, at what volts you're running it. So if you want to saturate the area really fast, you're gonna run this really slow at 2 millimeters. You're gonna run it really slow at 2 millimeters. Okay, and that's how you're gonna run it. If you want to run it at 3 millimeters, 3 millimeters, you can run that. If you want to see that where your needles are at, and if you just want to like shade, let's if you want to shade in layers, as far as it's gonna, because it's gonna give you way less saturation, meaning there's gonna give you way less ink. So this could trauma. This is kind of hard to work with if you don't know what you're doing. So I don't recommend you using it at 3 millimeters, because this is for like more advanced people that actually know like the pressure and all that. Like I use it sometimes for when I want to see the needles, and for if I want to get a really light shade, if I'm using a really light gray wash or something like that. But it's very rare that I put it at 3 millimeters. I usually keep it at 2, and I usually keep it at 2 for everything. And that is my suggestion. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more on how to use it when you set it at each setting. So stay tuned. So when you use a mag, you ideally want to use it in an arcing motion, like a brush. You know, when you use a brush, when you're using a brush, you use a brush like that, right? Strokes. That's the same concept when you're using a mag. You're gonna use it like a brush. You're gonna use it like a brush. You're gonna use it like this, like boom, pendulum motion. Gonna go in the skin nice and smooth and come out nice and smooth. Go in nice and smooth and come out nice and smooth. You see that? Pendulum motion, boom. That's for when you're trying to do some nice smooth shading. If you have a big area you want to shade, you obviously can't do this motion, right? But you can do this motion. You slide it in and you go, you kind of like, you brush. You use it like a brush. You can do longer strokes. It's just gonna leave a bit of line, like kind of lines. But ideally, like I said, you want to use it like this. Pendulum motion. Nice and soft. This is the kind of motion you want to have when you're using it, okay? Color packing, you want to do small circles in this direction. You want to go in this angle, making circles in this, like this, in that direction. It's the best way to color pack. But nice and slow. You're gonna go nice and slow, about this speed right here, look. You're watching me, nice and slow. Nice and slow. I'm gonna show you guys on skin as soon as I finish this part, explaining this part. So don't worry about it.
That's it for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. This is from Lust and Venoms Tattoos. Holler at me and stay tuned. Like, share, and you